We continue to look at how to combine radicals. In the previous example, we combined square roots. In this example, we're going to combine cube root. As we can see there, we have these three cube roots here. And when we look at them, they look different, which means we cannot combine them yet. But notice that cube root of 16 and cube root of 54, they are not in the simplest form. So first, let's try to reduce them. So this part of work, you can do it on your scratch paper. So we learned this in previous section, that how to simplify cube root of 16. So notice the index is 3. That means we are looking for 3 copies of any number. If you're familiar with cube numbers, we know 16 is 8 times 2. And 8 is 3 copies of 2, which means you can get it out because cube root of 8 is 2. And the other 2 will stay under the radical sign. The other way to do the problem is we're going to factor 16 all the way down. 16 is 2 times 8. 8 is 2 times 2 times 2. And we're looking for 3 copies of any number since the index is 3. And we found we have 3 copies of 2. And that comes out, the cube root will give us a single 2. And then the other single 2 will stay under the radical sign. So as you can see, both ways will give us the same answer. And next we're going to simplify the cube root of 54. And we're going to do the quicker way. And because 54 is 2 times 27, and 27 is 3 copies of 3, and that can come out of the cube root. We get a single copy of 3, and the other 2 will stay with the radical sign. So we got 3 cube root of 2. Now we're going to go back to the original problem to replace those 2 radicals with their simplest forms. The first one, because it is already in its simplest form, we're not going to do anything about it because 2 does not contain 2 copies of anything. 2 does not contain 3 copies of any number. But when we get to the radical, so this radical right here can be simplified. And we use the answer we just got here, which is 2 cube root of times 2 cube root of 2. And the first red 2 comes from the problem. The second red 2 comes from the cube root of 16. And continue, minus 6. And cube root of 54 can be simplified to 3 cube root of 2. So we're going to replace that with 3 times cube root of 2. Now we're going to continue to simplify this further. And multiplication goes before addition or subtraction. So first thing we want to do is to multiply these numbers on the outside of the radical sign. 2 times 2 is 4. Got 4 cube root of 2 here. Minus, by the way, don't multiply those numbers on the outside radical and the numbers on the inside radical. 4 and 2, there cannot be multiplied. But these the 6 and 3, they're both on the outside radical. We multiply them to get 18. And then get cube root of 2. So now we're going to continue to see if we can combine them. And remember we said before, to combine radicals, they must be the same radical. And we double check here, cube root of 2, cube root of 2, and cube root of 2. They all match. So we have the same cube root of 2, which can be combined. How many copies do we have? So the first term has 5 copies, plus 4 copies, 9 copies. 9 minus 18, that gives us negative 9 times cube root of 2. And so that's the final answer.